One day, a smart rabbit was going to enter her house in the forest, and she heard a terrible sound from inside her home.
I am the Invincible Warrior who takes 1,000 steps. I can trample a rhino under my feet and crush an elephant like an insect. Nobody can beat me.
The rabbit was very scared by what she heard, so she ran away from her house right away. And after a while, she came across a fox. "Hey, Fox, someone has taken over my house in the forest. Could you persuade him to leave?"
Of course, rabbit sister.
The rabbit and the fox went to the rabbit's house. The very confident fox shouted into the cave.
Hey, you! How dare you break into my friend's house?
I am the Invincible Warrior who takes 1,000 steps. I can trample a rhino under my feet and crush an elephant like an insect. Nobody can beat me.
The fox did not expect such a bold proclamation and was so afraid he didn't know what to do.
Sorry, rabbit sister. I could never win against someone who tramples an elephant.
When the fox ran away, the rabbit got even more scared. She started wandering sadly among the trees and finally came across a rhino. "Hey, Rhino! Someone I don't know broke into my house in the forest and I can't get him out. Can you help me?"
Of course I will. Come, bring me to your home.
The rabbit brought the rhino in front of her house.
Hey, you! How dare you break into my friend's house? Come out and show yourself.
I am the Invincible Warrior who takes 1,000 steps. I can trample a rhino under my feet and crush an elephant like an insect. Nobody can beat me.
But the rhino was scared too and didn't know what to do.
Bunny, I just remembered I have a dentist appointment. Very important. I had forgotten. I gotta go now. Bye-bye.
When even the big rhino couldn't help the rabbit, the cute rabbit hit the road again, and this time she came across an elephant. "Hey, elephant, I am so desperate, only you can help me. Please get this stranger out of my house." "Don't worry, cute little rabbit. I'll help you. Let's go." The rabbit brought the elephant in front of her house. "Hey, you! How dare you break into my friend's house? Get out now!"
I am the Invincible Warrior who takes 1,000 steps. I can trample a rhino under my feet and crush an elephant like an insect. Nobody can beat me.
The elephant was so scared that even her trunk trembled. "Dear rabbit, I'm sorry, but I don't want anyone to crush me." The elephant left the rabbit and went back to her house. At that time, a small frog was passing by the rabbit. "Hey, frog, no animal in that forest could help me. Please bring out the stranger who broke into my house."
Of course, rabbit sister. Show me your house.
The rabbit showed the frog her house.
Hey, you! If you don't come out of my friend's house now, I'll come drag you out.
Don't come close. I am the Invincible Warrior who takes 1,000 steps. I can trample a rhino under my feet and crush an elephant like an insect. Nobody can beat me.
Now listen to me carefully. I'm a frog with sticky feet, and I'll jump right on your head and annoy you for days.
Don't you dare. Please, stay away.
Well, then get out now.
Hearing the brave cry of the frog and the rabbit's unwanted guest inside, the other animals immediately gathered to see who the mighty warrior was.
Come on. How long you gonna make me wait? I'll count to 3. 1, 2... Okay. I'm out. I'm here.
Everyone looked around, but saw no one. Where are you? No more tricks.
Right here. I'm standing at your feet. It's me, Centipede.
All the animals started laughing when they saw the centipede. The people of the forest laughed a lot that such a powerful voice came from a tiny centipede. But they always believed that some people in this forest can have very surprising powers.
I am the Invincible Warrior.
Once upon a time, there lived 3 piglets with their mother in a small house. It was time for them to leave their home and learn to live on their own. Their mother called the 3 piglets next to her. My dear children, the time has come for you to go out into the world. Go and start your new lives. But don't ever forget, whatever you do in this world, do the best you can. This is the only and the best way to stay alive. A little sad with a bit of excitement, the 3 little piglets said their goodbyes to their mummy and were on their way. After a while, they found some piece of land where they could build their own home. The youngest piglet was determined to build his home with straw. He thought this was the easiest and the fastest way to build a home. That way, he had heaps of time to play. The youngest of them all finished his house in one day. He yelled out to the other piglets, "Hey you guys, I'm already finished!" The eldest piglet had a look at the house.
Okay, but this house doesn't look steady at all. How will we protect ourselves from the wolf?
The youngest piglet didn't take any notice of his brother.
Don't worry, nothing will happen.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
The middle piglet decided to make his house out of wood. From the branches he had collected in the woods, he decided to build a little cubby house. His house took exactly 3 days to finish. This house was a bit more steady than the one with straw. The eldest piglet walked over towards him.
My dear brother, you've done a great job, but this doesn't look safe at all. Is this house going to protect us from the wolf?
The middle piglet answered,
Don't worry, this house is very safe.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
While the 2 little piglets were having a great time in their newly built homes, the eldest of them all was constantly working because he was building a home from bricks and rocks. The other piglets thought that his effort was useless. All they did was play around and kill time.
Why would you bother with this when you can quickly finish like we have? How scared is he?
The eldest piglet didn't bother listening to them. He worked for 1 whole week and managed to finish his house made out of bricks and rocks. A day later, a hungry wolf arrived near their home. He first stood in front of the house made of straw. The little piglet was resting in his house made of straw. The wolf knocked on the door.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't do anything to me. My house is steady enough.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in. But with great effort, the little piglet managed to get away. And off he ran over to his brother's house made from tree branches. He knocked on the door, and when the middle piglet opened the door, the little piglet threw himself inside the house.
Hey, close the door. The wolf can come in here. Don't worry, he can't do anything to us in this house.
After a while, the wolf came by the second piglet's wooden house and yelled inside.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't blow my house in!
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in and brought it down. Both piglets ran to the third piglet's house and barely got away from the wolf.
Brother, the wolf is going this way. What are we going to do?
The oldest piglet answered, very sure of himself.
Don't worry. The wolf cannot come in this house.
A little later, the starving wolf came by the third piglet's house of bricks and stone and yelled to the 3 piglets.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Don't you even try, you bad wolf. You cannot come in this house.
The wolf got very angry. He huffed and puffed, but nothing happened. He could not bring his house down. He tried and tried, but he couldn't move one single brick. Finally, being exhausted, the wolf decided to try another way to go in. He saw the chimney up on the roof and started to climb. Realizing that the wolf was going to climb up on the roof and come down the chimney, the piglet quickly lit up the fireplace right under the chimney and put a big bucket of water on the wood. The wolf barely climbed up the chimney and threw himself in and went straight into the boiling bucket.
Help! Help! I'm burning! Save me! Help!
Finally, being free from the wolf, the piglets hugged each other with joy. The 3 piglets went to their mother's house the next day to tell her all that had happened. The youngest one came next to his mother.
You were right, Mummy. Whatever we did in this world, we have done it to our best. If you really work for something, it will be a success.
From that day on, the 2 piglets were never lazy. They worked hard like their big brother and lived a happy and safe life.
The Lion, the Mouse, and the Sleepy Bear. Once upon a time, in a lush forest, there lived a small mouse. There was a huge bear who lived in a neighboring cave. The big bear, who had hibernated months ago, was still sleeping and snoring loudly. The little mouse went to him one day to wake the bear up because he could not sleep all winter due to the bear's noisy snoring.
Mr. Bear? Hey, Mr. Bear! Hey! Summer has come. You can wake up any time now.
However, the bear still did not wake up. The little mouse came to the bear this time with a bugle. He blew vigorously into the bugle. But the bear continued to sleep. While the little mouse was wandering sleeplessly in the forest, he met several animal friends. What happened, little mouse? Why are you sad?
Don't ask, guys. All winter I could not sleep because of the bear snoring, and he still won't wake up.
Maybe the lion can help you.
What? Why would I go talk to him?
Because the lion roars so loud that everyone jumps up the instant they hear his loud voice. Though the little mouse was a little scared by the thought, he went to the lion, the king of the forest, to request his assistance. The lion was sleeping in front of his cave. The little mouse was terrified when he saw the mighty beast, so he decided to give up his plan and go back home. But when he accidentally stepped on a branch in front of him, the big cat woke up and a tiny, trembling voice reached his ears.
What's that noise? What are you doing in front of my cave?
Well, King of the Forest, Sorry to wake you up. Well, I, came to ask for your help.
You're not even big enough to be considered snack size, little mouse. Why should I help you?
Dear fearsome lion, you have to wake up my neighbor, the big bear, who won't wake up from hibernation. Nothing I do seems to wake him. Since I am small, I have a little voice. But one roar from you can solve everything.
I don't have time to spend for a tiny, little, useless mouse like you. I am king of the forest.
The lion walked away without helping the mouse. He went to a corner where no one could see him. He leaned against a tree and started to itch like crazy. The lion was so itchy that he didn't want anyone to see him like this, because he was the king of the forest. The little mouse, on the other hand, was coming home sadly and heard wheezing from the depths of the forest. He went to where the voice came from, and he saw the lion. Moreover, the lion was itching himself non-stop and looking rather silly in the process. The mouse immediately approached the lion. When the lion saw him, he stopped itching, but it was clear he was still in pain and discomfort due to the itch.
Mr. Lion, what happened to you?
I don't know, Mouse. I don't know. I can't stop itching myself. Oh. You haven't seen or heard anything, Mouse. Are we clear?
The mouse carefully fixed his tiny eyes on the lion and saw a bunch of tiny fleas jumping in his fur. The mouse understood why the mighty cat was itching so much.
Aw, you have fleas. Let me help you.
How can you help me? You're just a little mouse. Leave me alone.
The little mouse bravely jumped on him, ignoring the lion's rude comments.
What are you doing? Get off of me!
The mouse started to crawl through the thick, scruffy fur and throw out all the fleas. But this made the lion's situation even worse. He started itching himself with his paws.
Oh.
The lion could not bear the itch and leaned his back against the tree. This time he started to rub right and left.
Oh no! I was almost crushed.
I can't stop. The more you run over me, the more I itch. Get off, mouse.
The lion ran to a nearby lake. He quickly jumped into the water. The mouse on his back was nearly drowned.
Mr. Lion, get out of the water right away or I'll drown!
The lion came out of the lake, but then proceeded to shake himself dry. He was shaking his body so hard and so fast that the mouse barely was able to hang on to that thoughtless lion.
I've almost got the itch taken care of, Mr. Lion. Just a little bit more to the left.
The lion finally stopped himself. The mouse threw out the last few fleas that remained on the lion.
How do you feel now?
Well, it's like my itching is gone.
Because I have cleaned all the fleas for you, sir.
The lion was very embarrassed with how rude he was.
When you asked for help, I looked down on you, mouse. But you still did everything in your power to save me from this difficult situation. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Lion.
Come on, hop on my back, and I'll take you home.
When the little mouse and the big lion arrived at the mouse's home, they heard loud snoring sounds flooding out of the big bear's cave.
Huh? What's that noise?
They then entered the cave.
Ah, you were right, Mouse. Summer has come. The big bear is still sleeping.
The lion, the king of the forest, took a deep breath and roared so powerfully right into the ears of the big bear that the stone floor of his cave shook. Thanks to this powerful roar, the bear finally woke up and ran out of the cave.
Huh? What happened? Is there something wrong? What happened? Did the sun come out? Is it summer? Where is it?
While all the forest animals laughed at the big silly bear. Little Mouse was also very happy that the snoring was finally over.
Once upon a time, in a little cottage in the woods, lived a mother goat and her little goats leading a happy life. The little goats were very cute. They all were like toys. Mother goat, like all mothers, loved her little goats very much. She protected them from all the wild animals in the forest. One day, before she left the house to find food in the forest, she called her little goats next to her and...
My dear children, I am going into the forest. Do not open the door for anyone. If the wolf comes into the house, he will eat all of us alive. He's very shifty. He will disguise himself into different shapes and try to fool you.
So how will we recognize him?
The wolf has a rough voice, and I have a soft and sweet voice. So you can recognize him from his low and rough voice right away.
Right when she was leaving, the mother goat remembered something else. She turned to her little goats.
One more thing. The wolf's feet are black and mine are white. You can also recognize him from his feet.
Don't worry, Mother. We can protect ourselves. You can count on us.
Mother goat kissed her little goats one by one and headed into the woods. The wolf was watching them from afar. When he saw Mother Goat leaving, he waited a while, and then he came in front of the cottage and knocked on the door.
Who is it?
Little goats, open the door. Your mother is here. I brought nice food for you all.
But the little goats recognized the wolf's rough voice right away. Without opening the door, they yelled out,
You're not our mother. Her voice is sweet and more beautiful. You're the wolf. You can't fool us.
The wolf got very angry because he could not fool the little goats. So he went to the shop, bought a big piece of chalk and ate it. Now his voice sounded much softer. So he went back to the cottage and knocked on the door again. This time, the wolf started to talk with his soft voice.
My little goats, open the door. It's your mother. I brought food from the forest for all of you.
Hearing the wolf's soft voice, the little goats thought that it was really their mother this time. Just when they were about to open the door, one of them shouted,
Wait! Let's look at the feet from underneath the door.
Of course, when the little goats looked from underneath the door, they saw the wolf's black feet. So they yelled again without opening the door.
We will not open the door for you. Our mother's feet are not black. They are white. You're the wolf.
As furious as he was, the wolf left. This time, he went to the bakery. When the baker saw the wolf in front of him, he was very surprised.
I'm a vegetarian now, so I will eat pastry from now on. Could you give me some flour?
The wolf came out of the bakery with a little sack of flour. When he got near the cottage, he opened the sack and poured all the flour on his feet. Now his feet were all white. The shifty wolf knocked on the door for the third time.
My little goats, open the door. It's your mother. I have brought food for all of you from the forest.
First show us your feet so we know it's you, Mother.
The wolf showed them his feet with flour. When the little goats saw the white feet, they believed that it was their mother and opened the door. And what did they see? The wolf was standing right there in front of them. The little goats did not know what to do. They started to run around yelling.
Don't waste your time. I will catch all of you.
One of the little goats went under the desk. The second one into the bed. The third one into the chimney. Fourth kid hid in the kitchen. The fifth one got into the closet. The sixth hid behind the curtain. And the seventh kid went into the giant clock on the wall. But the shifty wolf was quick, and one by one he caught them all from wherever they were hiding.
Come here. Don't run. I will catch you all. I said stop.
The only one he could not find was the one hiding in the clock. He was already full, so he gave up on looking for them and head out. There was a big yard a little further from the cottage. The wolf lay under a tree on the yard and started to sleep, snoring. Short while after, the mother goat returned home. When she saw the door open, she knew something bad had happened and started to scream.
Oh, my little goats!
When she entered the house, she was shocked. The tables and chairs were all upside down. Curtains were torn. The beds were all messed up. The pillows and sheets were all on the floor. Mother Goat looked for her little goats but could not find them anywhere. She started to yell out their names one by one, but not one answered. Finally, it was time to call the last one's name. Only then she heard a high-pitched voice.
I'm inside the grandpa clock, Mummy!
Mother Goat ran to the grandpa clock and took her kid out of there. Mother Goat and kid hugged. The little goat started to tell the story, crying.
The wolf came in disguise and we thought it was you and opened the door. The wolf ate all my brothers.
Oh, darling. Mother Goat was very upset. She cried for her little goats. With only one of her kids remaining, she walked out and started to go towards the yard. After a while, they saw the wolf sleeping under a tree. He snored so bad that the branches of the tree were shaking. Mother Goat observed the wolf for a while. She realized that inside his tummy, some things were moving.
Oh my God! Can it be that my goats are in his tummy and they're still alive?
She had a plan. She turned to her kid. Run home, bring me a needle, thread and the scissors. When the little kid was running home, Mother Goat collected 6 big rocks from the floor. After a while, the little goat came back with a needle, thread and the big scissors. Mother Goat cut open the wolf with the scissors. She saw one of her little goats right away. And then the other ones started to appear one by one. They were all healthy. Mother Goat couldn't stay still from the joy she had. All the little goats hugged their mothers with joy.
Mama, we love you! Oh, Mama, yay! Oh, Mommy, we love you!
They were all full of joy.
Ah, my little goats, you're safe!
Mother Goat put the rocks she collected carefully inside the wolf. Then she stitched his tummy with the needle and thread. The wolf was sleeping so deep he did not feel anything. He did not move. Mother Goat and her little goats quickly got away. When the wolf woke up, he stood up. His tummy hurt really bad. He thought to himself that it was because he ate too many goats. Because his tummy was full of rocks, he got really thirsty. He came next to the river to drink some water. But when he was walking, the rocks were hitting each other.
My tummy feels so heavy and full. It's as if all the goats I ate turned into rocks.
He wanted to kneel down and drink some water. Due to the rocks being so heavy, he lost his balance and slipped into the water.
Oh! Help! Help me! I'm drowning! Help!
Yelled out for help, but no one helped him. He could not bear the weight of the rocks anymore and went under into deep waters. When they saw what happened, Mother Goat and her little goats ran to the river.
The wolf is dead! Yippee! The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead! Yippee!
Hand in hand, they all started to dance and jump around. From that day on, Mother Goat and her 7 little goats.
Deep in the forest, near a lovely lake, was a wolf. A hungry wolf, whose stomach was growling. He had his eye on 3 tasty young pigs and was waiting for an opportunity to catch them and make them his dinner. The oldest of the pigs was greedy and gluttonous. He was always eating his brother's food and never sharing his own food with them.
Hey, that apple is mine. I'm saving it for later.
A greedy, gluttonous pig. I know very well how to catch you.
The bad wolf placed one of the gluttonous pig's favorite apples on the forest path, and he set a trap at the end of the road.
Now eat these apples, so that when I eat you, I will be full.
The giant gluttonous pig was overjoyed when, on his way home, he noticed that there were many kinds of apples on the ground.
Oh, my favorite fruit. Here's another apple. What? There are lots of apples here. I must take them all before my brothers see, because all of them are mine. Mine!
When the giant gluttonous pig tried to pick the last apple, the wolf pulled the snare rope and a huge heavy net fell on the pig. Even though the giant pig struggled, he could not escape from the net.
Help! Help! What's happening? Help!
You fell into my trap. I'm going to take you home and eat you, gluttonous pig.
At that time, the pig brothers, who were really hungry, heard the voice of their brother.
Help! Let me go! Help me!
When they rushed towards the forest road in great haste, they saw that the evil wolf had caught their big, greedy brother.
Oh no, we must save him. But I am not strong. I'm afraid of the wolf too.
Despite everything, the brave little pigs decided to save their brother. They followed him as the wolf took the giant pig to his lair. Tired from carrying the giant pig, the wolf fell asleep.
Psst. Hey. What? Is there someone there? Shh. Be quiet. We came to save you.
The pig brothers tried to push the wolf to save their brother, but they couldn't because they were not strong enough.
Maybe if you'll give us the apples you hid in your bag, we can gather strength to save you.
No, they're mine. If I get out of here, I'll eat them all.
Oh, the noise of those piggies. Their voices haunt my dreams. I will eat them all, one by one. Yum, yum,
Then we're leaving. You stay here with the wolf.
The giant pig was finally convinced.
Wait, okay, take them. But I'll keep just one for my
Pig!
Okay. All right. Here, take them all.
The brothers ate the food given by the giant gluttonous pig and were finally able to push the wolf aside. Together, the 3 pig brothers managed to rescue the giant pig from the net with great difficulty. Then they quickly returned home. When the evil wolf woke up, he was very angry that the pig had escaped.
No one can steal food from me.
The giant gluttonous pig understood that stealing other people's food was actually greed. And from that day on, he was happy to share all his favorite food with his brothers, especially those beautiful, colorful apples. Once upon a time, when animals still had the ability to speak, a huge buffalo was living on the shepherd's farm. The buffalo was helping the shepherd in the field work, and the shepherd was doing his best to make him happy. One day, the shepherd, who was taking the buffalo to graze, sat under an apple tree to get some rest. At that moment, a hungry, cunning wolf sneaked up and followed them.
That buffalo would be a great lunch for me. But I need to get rid of that human.
The wolf suddenly appeared before the buffalo and the shepherd.
I have a few questions for you. If you can't answer, the buffalo is mine.
The shepherd and the buffalo were very curious about what the cunning wolf would ask.
Why does a buffalo serve a human when he has such powerful horns, huh?
Well, because I plow the shepherd's field, and he feeds me the best food.
Well, how can a shepherd make this huge buffalo serve him? Is that a magic cane in your hand?
No, it's not the cane that's magical, it's our wisdom.
The wolf did not understand what the shepherd meant.
Your wisdom? What's that? That's not an answer. Now I can take this buffalo home if I want. But I'm very curious about this thing called wisdom, too.
It's not with me, but if you want, I can show you wisdom on one condition.
What's that condition?
Until I bring the wisdom, I will tie you to this tree so that the buffalo will be safe while I'm gone.
The wolf was so curious about the thing called wisdom that he even agreed to be tied to a tree. While the shepherd was leaving to bring back wisdom, the buffalo was grinning at what would happen to the wolf. Although the wolf could not understand why the buffalo was laughing, he continued to wait for the shepherd for hours. After a while, the shepherd came out with a big box in his hand. He opened the lid of the box, but the wolf saw that the box was empty.
Well, wisdom? Where is it? Did you bring it?
It's inside, right there in the corner. If you don't see it, let me untie you so you can take a closer look.
As soon as the wolf got into the box to see the wisdom, the shepherd closed the lid on him.
Help! Help!
Wisdom is too precious to fit in a box, dear wolf.
Wisdom is in the mind, and you can only find it by searching for it like hidden treasure. I promise I will never underestimate the minds of others again. Now I will be more generous and smarter. Please, get me out of here.
The wolf remained in the box for a whole day. The next morning, The shepherd and buffalo saw the wolf learned a good lesson and took him out of the box.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
From that day on, the wolf got along better with other animals in the forest and respected everyone's mind, from flying birds to tiny insects.